Today's video is all about trying to improve your confidence when jumping. And I get asked this all the time. People say, when is this going to get easy? When am I going to get my confidence up? The first thing we're looking for is to be able to keep a systematic approach even under stress, which is really difficult. So try to keep everything at a place where it feels comfortable and then get your systems in place. The other thing is that, and I'm going to talk about systems in a minute, but the other thing is really dig into, why don't I feel confidence? Is it because every time I jump a fence I feel like I'm unstable and I'm going to fall off? Well, then that is the problem. You need to fix your balance and go, right, I'm going to do everything I can to improve my balance over the fence, which I have videos on, so make sure you watch those about improving your balance and your 2-point. The other thing is that if you are worried that you're going to, your horse is going to stop all the time, it's going, why does he stop? Can I find some common thread, the reason why he stops? And then I need to dig into that and fix it. If it's that I feel very nervous when I jump, then I'm probably going to give those brain waves to my horse, and then he's going to not trust me as well. So it's trying to break these things down and really dig into it rather than getting on, riding, and not really thinking about what's going on. So number one is improve your balance. So make sure every single time you ride that you do a bit of 2-point. And it doesn't matter whether you think, oh, but I like to sit on my bottom when I jump. That's totally fine. But when things go wrong and when you're mid-flight, you are going to be poised on your lower leg in 2-point. So it needs to be that your brain goes, this is my safe place. This is where my lower leg becomes so strong and down and the weight is heavy that I feel like I could stick on no matter what. So the 2-point is really important. The other thing is contact. So that if every time you jump into a fence, you're nervous, so your arms are tight, you're balancing on your hands, and then when the horse jumps, he's going to pull you around. And so it gives you that horrible sensation of like, oh, over the top of the jump, because he's actually dragging you out of balance. So it's putting yourself in a space where you can canter fences, rails on the ground, and work on your correct technique. So that correct technique is feeling like the arms go follow, follow, follow. So that there's a contact, but it's an elasticated contact. Whereas, of course, the first thing that happens when most people get nervous is they hang on for grim death and then, or grab onto a piece of mane, which means they're pulling and holding, and then that creates anxiety with the horse, and then everything starts to turn to chaos. Now, earlier I mentioned a systematic approach. I always train my students, think of 3 things. Assess the quality of your canter, look at your fence, so you're mentally organised, you can see it coming, you keep your eye on it, you don't look at it and then look back, look there, because the brain is thinking, where is she looking? You put your eye on it and you keep your eye on it, and then you count your beat out loud. I want you to think that your horse is creating music with its canter, 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 and you are going to dance in the same beat. So from that consistent approach of listening to the beat, your horse learns to go, hey, we're together, we're dancing as a team. I can start to kind of build some trust with you. Whereas if you come in and then you think, hold, 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 go, 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 you're creating an erratic conversation and your horse starts to feel quite anxious that you don't really know what you're doing. So what you've got to do is say, listen, I am going to trust the beat and we're going to work together and I'm going to stay calm and disciplined. Now, when you start to go, okay, I feel like I'm kind of getting this sorted, then what you do is you go, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to set up 10 or 12 fences, which is going to mean your brain is going to be a little stressed because you're trying to remember where you're going. And in that time, you're going to see, can I keep the discipline of assess the quality of the canter, look where I'm going, count it out loud. And if you can start to keep that systematic approach under pressure, you'll find that your confidence and the trust in your own ability gets better and better. So you put your eye on the rail or jump early, count out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good girl. So you see the stride was a little on the long side. And so the rider heard the stride and trusted it and went with it. There is no such thing as a bad stride. They're just not your favourite strides. You have to learn to ride all strides. Count your beat.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, so you see there, the stride came up a little shorter. Roll her in your fingertips. Remember, you're not trying to hold her. You're trying to break it up when she gets a little tanky. Count your beat.
1, 2, 3,
Make a decision.
5, 6.
Oh, so you see there already? That gives me a real inkling of what this mare gets like when she jumps. Because when the rider tried to say to her, you have to compress the stride very slightly for that short distance, did you see the mare just went and pulled into the contact and said, no thanks. So she's quite an aggressive little minx. Roll her in your fingertips and try to keep her bouncy. Break it up, break it up, break it up. Good girl. So now we're going to watch her jump a couple of fences. So remember D, eyes on the fence early. Trust the beat. Count it out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good girl. So you see the stride fractionally came up a little long and she just folded and went with it. So the mare is more of an aggressive ride. She likes to go. So we're encouraging D. Sit, 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 sit. Roll her in your fingertips. Good girl. Soft. Good. And now sit, sit, sit.
3, 4, 5.
Good girl. So you can see from the variety of distances that Dee's ridden that if she has the same beat, doesn't matter whether it's a big beat or a small beat, the beat shows her the distance. So the last one she jumped was off quite a bigger canter and it was got a bigger stride. Some of the strides have come up off a shorter canter and a shorter distance. Super job. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on my next one. But also, sometimes when you school by yourself, it's really hard to know whether you're actually doing it 100% right. So what I do have is I have a mentorship program. It's called KMP, and you can send your videos to me and I critique them, and we meet for Q&As every week, and it's kind of like just having somebody who's in your corner. So it's like you can message me and say, hey, this is what the horse is doing, and I will message you straight back with some techniques and some ideas of how we're going to fix the problem together. So if you'd like to know more information, just check out my website, Kirsten Kelly Equestrian.